going? Is it doing it?
Hello.
Wow, we're live.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello,
Happy Friday.
Bertie.
Hello, Debbie Dudar.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm very well. We're normally the other way around on the stream, aren't we? Or are we not?
We will be freaking people out. We're just shaking up and swapping over. They'll be like, I like consistency in my marketing. What is this? But, you know, we're freaking people out and making them pay attention. You don't want people to get too comfy.
No, absolutely not. Are you sitting comfortably?
I'm sitting very comfortably. Yes, I am. So this morning we're talking about mission statements.
Yes, we are. So it follows on from what we were talking about last week, just making sure that we've got direction and we can then articulate that to our employees, people that work with us, or people that want to work with us, I think, as well. So it's really important.
So last week we were talking about this idea of your why, weren't we?
Yes, that's right.
And you said a really good thing, like your why feeds into your what, and then your what feeds into your how.
Yeah.
And I think those mission statements are a little bit of the what and the how. Morning, Helen. Lovely to see you. So yeah, we've done the why. So then it's a little bit of the what and the how. Like, what are you doing and how are you doing it? And I think when companies create these mission statements, it's to try and encapsulate that in a sentence or two that enables them, their customers and their employees to kind of understand what they're there for, understand, you know, where we're going towards, like what's the end goal of this business.
Exactly. So, morning, Steve, as well. Hi there.
Morning, Steve. So we looked up some mission statements, didn't we? Like literally as we were going live, it's like, let's look at some mission statements of kind of businesses so we can see the type of thing that people might put in there to inspire you guys and us to think about, well, what might be in our mission statement? What might we put out there into the world to say, like, this is why we're doing it. This is where we're going to get to with it. Yeah,
and I think we were saying last week, because sometimes this is often confused as being a little bit wanky, I think was the word we were using last week.
Yeah.
I'm just a small business. I don't need this, and I understand what I'm doing. But it's really important. And as you start to grow, especially like understanding your why and understanding what your mission is, it just helps everybody get on board. Last week we were talking about, as we said, the why, whereas the mission statement is just starting to narrow that down a little bit. And actually we found some good examples and also some bad examples of what I feel at mission statements this morning.
Exactly. There's a mixed bag.
Yeah, it just starts to clarify like the what, the who, and actually the why of the company. It just brings it all together, really. So if you can start to understand that, then the people that work for you and your customers will start to understand that as well. It just naturally flows into everything else. So
Steve's asking us what's our mission statement. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but I'll share that in a little bit. Let's share some examples of mission statements, and then I can share mine. But I think like we're kind of doing this foundational business stuff at the moment, aren't we? It's like, what are your values? What are you on the planet to do? What's your why? And then what's your mission statement? And then that creates a really strong foundation for you to then create products, get in touch with people, do collaborations, employ people. You're creating this really concrete base to your business. And, you know, we want strong foundations when we're kind of building empires or whatever it is that we're building. So should we share some examples of good mission statements? So for me, a mission statement, you need to be able to remember it. Like, number one. So here's John Lewis. And I'm such a lover of John Lewis, but John Lewis, this is a waffly hellhole. So John Lewis' mission statement is, everything we do is powered by our unique purpose, which puts the happiness of partners at our core through worthwhile and satisfying employment. Every one of us is committed to blah, 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on. It's like, I'm not going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that. And as a customer, it doesn't kind of inspire me. Like, actually, you could create that a lot more succinctly. Like, I love IKEAs to create a better everyday life for the many people. Boom.
Yeah. TEDs, spread ideas. Like, you can't really get much simpler than that, can you?
Exactly. And so I think when we're coming up with that mission statement, the more succinct you can make it, the more powerful it is, the more it cuts through all that bullshit. I feel like the more waffly it is, the more you kind of feel like you've swallowed a thesaurus or you're feeding your ego with it, the more it starts to lose identity. It doesn't have that power, does it? But if you can create something super succinct, it just cuts through all that fluff. And then you're like, right, this is what we're doing. We're spreading ideas.
And I think they can be like, when, you know, Simon Sinek and what we were talking about, like the why, that often sort of comes from the beginning. And I think it can be retrofitted in. You can almost, you can build the why in and the mission statement into a company once it's already been running.
Yeah.
As in, maybe you know it and you know it from within, you just haven't articulated it. And I think that's what the mission statement then does. So at Just Eat, while I was there, they came up with their mission statement. Bear in mind, they've been trading since 2001, 2006 in the UK, and I was there in 2012 to 14. I can't remember anyway. It was about 3 years. But the mission statement then that was like sent throughout the company was to empower consumers to love their takeaway experience. And that actually fitted in really well. So it wasn't there from right at the beginning, but it was something that then was, you know, put together to try and articulate what that you know, vision was of the company, and that was it. So it fit in really well, and that was something that was over all the walls. You know, everybody could get behind that. Everybody could get behind that. And I had some really strong words in there, like love. You know, it was all about the consumer experience. Wasn't just, you know, the boring technical stuff of ordering takeaway, which isn't that exciting, really, is it? So yeah, that's that's how we so that's an example of how it can be retrofitted in. So you don't have to understand it right from the beginning, but it is important to take some time and start to figure that out.
And it might change and adapt as well as you grow and change and have different skills that you add to it, or start working with different customers, or move. Like, I don't think businesses are ever set in stone. To be kind of relevant, we need to be adaptable and changeable and stuff. So your mission statement might change. One of the brands that I love, that I talk about all the time, is this brand called Hyatt Denim, who create these beautiful jeans. Oh, so there's Helen's. So do you want to read that out? Give it a go, Bertie.
Yeah, Create Art School, helping people to relax, unwind, unleash their creativity and make beautiful art.
Boom. So I know exactly what she does. And that's the thing. It also needs to be a bit Ronseal, does it? Like, it does what it says on the tin. So this brand Hyatt Denim that I love, they talked about not having a mission statement, but having a mission question. So making it an actual mission, because a mission's an active thing, isn't it? Think of like the film Mission Impossible. Like, we're running around doing things, and we've got a quest and we're trying to get to the end. And theirs was something like, how do we reduce our impact on the environment every day when we make jeans? So every day they come with this question: how do we reduce our impact on the environment? And that pushes them forward. So I think sometimes positioning it as a question is super powerful, because then it's like, how do we do this? Where a statement can sometimes just get left on the shelf and it doesn't really push people forward. And I think, to Steve's question, like, my mission statement is around like, how do I inspire people every day to feel confident building their businesses? So that like means that I'm like, yeah, I'll do this with Bertie, and I'll do this project with the university, because all of those things get me to the point where I'm inspiring people every day to build their own businesses. And I think actually having a statement, and it's like a doing thing that you can actually get behind, maybe is even more powerful than just a statement that sits there a bit dry and dusty.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, mine's very similar. And I stole the empower from the Just Eat mission statement. So yeah, encouraging people to build better businesses. You know, that's essentially my mission. And I do that from a mix of doing things like this, from working people one-to-one, running workshops, or just trying to put out content. So that all fits into my mission. But the mission can be fluid as your business evolves and as things evolve. It might then change. Like, if you look at Tesla's mission statement of, just reading the notes there, accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, like exactly what they're doing with cars, but then also they've got their solar roof projects, their batteries, like all of those things have been offshoots of one another. So it can change and it can evolve as time goes on.
And how powerful is that mission statement for Tesla? They're now the car company on the stock exchange that's got the most value, but they're not really making any money selling their cars. Like, they're still not particularly a profitable business. But because people get behind that mission and they want to be part of that story of kind of like, you know, making the world a better place and, you know, using renewable energy, that people are investing in them, even when they're not quite making a profit now, because they believe in their mission and they believe that they're going to get there in the future and they want to be part of that. So that's how powerful a mission could be. Even if your business isn't really making any money, if they believe in your mission, like we were talking about, like with the Starling Bank last week, you know, getting a team of people to work for free for you for 8 months because they believe in what you're doing. So, you know, my advice is, and I think we, you know, keep it short and succinct and see if you can make it into an action, because then it inspires you to do stuff every day to bring that mission forward. Like Helen's is helping people to relax. That's an action, isn't it? That's a doing a thing. And I think the more that we're thinking about how do we do stuff every day, how do I build this, it kind of gets your ass off the couch, doesn't it? It's like, right, I'm going to do this thing and keep motivated and keep going with it.
Yeah. And if you have that printed out, you have it up on your wall or wherever, even just on a Post-it note stuck on your monitor. If you're ever having those days, it's like, why am I doing this? And working for yourself, especially, like you have those, don't you? It's like, what?
Yeah, of course.
Today, it's there. And actually, it just goes back, well, this is actually what I'm doing. And then when you go back through the stuff that you've done, whether it's just having some conversations on social media, actually you'll find that you are working towards your mission. And you can't move mountains every day. Sometimes you'll just dig a little bit of soil and that's it. But it just helps you keep aligned. It just helps you keep focused with what you're doing. So just have a think, and you don't have to write it down or you don't have to like publish it all on social media, but at least write it down and just think, what actually is my mission? What is my purpose? What am I doing here? And that will help you within your bit. I'm getting pointy again. That will help you within your business.
So aggressive, Bertie. But Bertie's just said, don't write them down, but I'm going to say, write them down.
I said, don't write them down. Don't put them on social media. You don't have to put them publicly, but do write them down. Yeah.
I'd love to know what they are. If you're like, oh, what could my mission statement be? Like, or you're watching this on the replay, just write it down, because I'd love to know, what are we all doing? What are we doing it for, and where are we going? It's super powerful. It makes you want to connect with people. You know, people might listen to this and be like, oh, I also want to inspire business owners or help them make better businesses. How can I collaborate with Debbie and Bertie, or how can I work with them? Because that's where I want to get to. And so it gets people behind your dreams and your goals and everything. We're running out of time, or we've run out of time, or we've gone over again. So come and join us next week at 10 a.m. For 10 12 minutes.
We'll only be doing it.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. See you then.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. It's not ending. We're still here.